Hey, it's Mrs. Barnett coming at you from quarantine 2020. What? All right. So, we're going to first do you can print out these note takers. I have it linked in Google Classroom, or you can take notes on a lined piece of paper. Whatever works for you is fine. So, let's do this. Today, we are going to be able to evaluate logarithms. Logarithms are the inverses of exponential functions. We were going to take a quiz, but we're skipping the quiz and we're just going straight into logarithms. So let's just do this. So convert between forms. A log has a base and a number, and it's equal to y. And we can convert between this form and exponential form. So it looks like an exponential form would be base y is equal to x. So let's use a different color because I can. This is the base, and we call it the same here. We would write log base b. Of x is equal to y. That's how we write that. Log base b of x is equal to y. This is the base, and this is the exponent. And notice how the exponent comes over here on this side of the equal side, exponent. All right, so first we're going to just convert between the log form and the exponential form. And I use a very technical term called the swoop-de-doop method. I know you guys are excited about that. So to do that, you got to make sure that the log is on the left. Make sure the log or exponent is isolated, so by itself, isolated. And then use the swoop-de-doop to change forms. Moving on. So first we're going to be given logarithms, and we're going to write them in exponential form. So we're given log base 2 of 8 is equal to 3. We're going to write it in exponential form by using the swoop-de-doop method. So swoop-de-doop, 2 cubed is equal to 8. And that makes sense. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So 2 cubed is 8. That's the swoop-de-doop method. All right, let's do it again. Log base 4, swoop-de-doop. So log base 4 to the power of negative 4 is equal to 1 over 256. Hold on. This one. It has the 2 on this side and the log 4 16 on the right. I'm just going to switch the sides. Log base 4 of 16 is equal to 2. Now I can do the swoop-de-doop method since the log is on the left. So swoop-de-doop, 4 squared is equal to 16. Yes, 4 squared is 16. Okay. At this point, I think you should pause it, try those 3 problems on your own, and then turn the video back on to go through the video. Remember, if I'm going too fast, this is a video. You can pause it at any time. So I'm assuming now that you've paused it and tried these 3 problems. All right, now I'm going to do this. The log isn't on the left, so I got to move it over here. Log base 3 of 729 is equal to 9. And now I can do the swoop-de-doop. 3 to the power of 9 is equal to 729. Boom. Done. All right. 5 to the power of negative 2 is going to be 1 over 25. And that makes sense. Do I like negative exponents? No. And 5 squared is 25, so I put it on the bottom. So 6 cubed is equal to 216. That is going from the logarithm, from logarithms to exponentials. Now we're going to go the other way, and we're going to go from exponentials to logarithms. It's pretty much the same thing. You got to make sure the exponent is on the left over here, and then do the swoop-de-doop method. So you're just going to, the base is going to stay the base. So log base 15 of 3,375 is equal to 3. That's it. Again, we're going to make sure that the exponent is on the left. So 4 to the power of 1/2 is equal to 2 before we do the swoop-de-doop method. So then I swoop-de-doop. 4 log base 4 of 2 is equal to 1/2. Remember, the exponent 1/2 is like taking the square root. Is the square root of 4 2? Yes, it is. Again, okay, so I would pause it, try these next 4 on your own, and then come back and see if you got the right answers. I'm assuming you paused it and you tried it, and now we're going to get together. Make sure the exponent is on the left. 4 cubed is equal to 64. So log base 4 of 64 is equal to 3. And again over here, swoop dedupe. Log base 125 of 5 is equal to 1/3. And log base 4 of 16 is equal to 2. And last but not least, log base 49 of 7 is equal to 1/2. Yay! All right. Last but not least, we're going to evaluate logarithms. So there are steps. First step, set the log equal to x. Set log equal to x. And so that would look like log base 3 of 81 is equal to x. Rewrite as an exponential function or equation. So that would be 3 to the power of x is equal to 81. 3 to the power of x is equal to 81. Now this looks like a problem we've seen before. We're going to get the same base. So 3 to the power of x doesn't need to be changed, but 3 to what power is 81? It's 3 to the 4th. And then we set exponents equal to each other and solve. Set exponents equal and solve. So x is equal to 4. And that's the answer. We could check it. If we plug it in here is 3 to the 4th equal to 81. Is log base 3 of 81 equal to 4? 3 to the 4th is 81. That's the swoop to 3 to the 4th is 81. Check. It does work. Yay! Okay. Let's do another one. So we set it equal to x first, and we do the swoop-de-doop to put it in exponential form. So 1/2 to the power of x is equal to 256. This is, the 2 is on the bottom, so that's, when I change that base, it's going to be 2 to the power of -1 is equal to x. And 256 is 2 to the 8th power. So then I set the exponents equal to each other. I multiply these together, so I get a negative x is equal to positive 8. And then I solve, divide by -1, divide by -1. So x is equal to -8. Let's do another one. We set it equal to x. We swoop-de-doop it. 32 to the power of x is equal to 2. I got to get the same base. This 2 is already 2 to the power of 1, and 32 is 2 to the 5th. 2 to the 5th to the power of x. And multiply these exponents and set them equal to each other. So 5 times x is 5x. It's got to be equal to 1. When I solve, I divide by 5. So x is equal to 1/5. Okay, those are the first 3 problems. They're all very similar to that. So I encourage you to pause it, try these problems before I do them, and see if you get the right answers. All right, I'm going to assume that you paused it and tried them. All right, here we go. So I set it equal to x. 2 to the power of x is equal to 16. 16 is 2 to the 4th, so I'm going to change that to 2 to the 4th. Now I said the exponents equal to each other. X is equal to 4. This one, same thing. 16 to the power of x is equal to 4. I want to have the base of 4, so this one is already 4 to the 1st. 16 is also, it's 4 squared, so that's to the power of x. So 4 to the power of 2x is equal to 4 to the power of 1. I said the exponents equal to each other, and I get 2x is equal to 1. We divide by 2, and x is equal to 1/2. Some of you might have changed this to powers of 2, and I want to show you how that would look in case you did that. 16 is 2 to the 4th. 2 to the 4th to the power of x. That's a 4. Is equal to 2 squared. So that would have been 4x is equal to 2. We divide by 4. And x would reduce to 1/2. So you get the same answer either way you do this. All right, next one. 13, log base 13 of 169 is equal to x. We swoop-de-doop. 13 to the power of x is equal to 169. 169 is actually 13 squared. So 13 to the power of x is equal to 13 squared. So when we set those exponents equal to each other, x is equal to 2. Last but not least, or not quite last, but is equal to x. So we get 2 to the power of x is equal to 1 over 128. Clara, give me a second. Shh. 128, and then this is 2 to the power of x. 128 is 2 to the 7th, but it's on the bottom, so it's 2 to the power of -7. And then x is equal to -7. All right, 2 more problems. And again, I encourage you to pause it, try these problems on your own, and then come back and see if you got it right. This first one is tricky. So let's do it. It is equal to x. So 6 to the power of x is equal to 1. It's hard because we can't really get the bases the same for this, but we should remember that anything to what power is 1, it's 0. X would have to be 0 because 6 to the power of 0 would be equal to 1. That one was tricky. All right, and last but not least, this one's pretty straightforward. 3 to the power of x is equal to 1/9. So I want bases to be 3's. This one doesn't have to change. This one's going to be 3 to the power of -2, not cubed. A lot of you keep showing 3 cubed is 9, but it's not. It's -2. So x is equal to the power of -2. There we go. All done. You will have a quizzes on this. And there was a quizzes that I hope you did before this to review solving exponential equations. So I hope you did both of those things. That's the first assignment, and then you're done. Please try and get 80% or better on both of those things to get full credit. I hope you guys are staying safe and busy and keeping your social distance. I'll see you guys later. Bye.